Poor white people are the most emotionally and psychologically abused group in all of America, bar none. It's not even close.
White people are obsessed with black people, which is why racists exist.
Shout out to Black Americans, dead ass. I know I've talked about this in the past, but I feel like I don't talk about it enough.
Hi guys, welcome back again to another video. How are you all doing? If this is your first time here, my name is Julie. You are welcome to Julie Harrison Reacts. Don't make it your last by subscribing. I came across this video and I kind of think that it is quite interesting to share because she made so many insightful points, insightful reasons that I was like, wow. I'm going to show you guys the videos that is trending right now on TikTok, and most importantly, other videos of people schooling Americans that Black Americans are special. Black Americans are the ones that made America who they are today, and they have their reasons and their points. Please do watch these videos and let me know what you think about all the videos and reactions I shared here. But before then, disclaimer, this content does not in any way promote conflict. This is solely for educational purposes and of course creating awareness on the recent trends happening on social medias. Watch these videos.
Poor white people are the most emotionally and psychologically abused group in all of America, bar none. It's not even close. It's not, no other racial, ethnic, or class group has even come close to being as totally propagandized as poor white people are. And it's because there has been a diabolical, centuries-long effort to turn them against themselves first and turn them against other people so that they never turn against the rich. The energy in America today is very fraught. It is very tense. And there is a lot of fear, but do you notice who the fear is coming from? We're fine. We knew all along who and what this country was, because it never tried to hide itself to us. That energy that we're feeling, yeah, that's the collective awakening of poor and lower middle class white people who, until extremely, unbelievably recently, genuinely thought the government was on their side. They legitimately thought that. They're actually blown by the amount of hidden racists, by the amount of corruption, by the amount of scheming and backroom dealing and pedophilia. Like, they are actually shocked. And it's because back in the 1600s and 1700s, when poor white people were working in solidarity with freemen and enslaved black people and Native Americans, the rich people got so scared, so horrified by the thought of them being outnumbered by people who hate them, that they meticulously brainwashed poor white people into hating everybody and into being the foot soldiers of white supremacy so that they would not overthrow the rich elite. This is not a conspiracy. This is documented American history. Bacon's rebellion in 1676 was the prime example of what the rich white elite feared so much. Bacon's rebellion, so Nathaniel Bacon, right? Nathaniel Bacon was one of those frontier whites who the rich elite had pushed out to the edge of civilization so that they could act as a buffer between the pissed off Native Americans and the rich people. They literally put them out there as food. They literally put them out there to the wolves, literally and figuratively, to be like, okay, if the Native Americans get mad at us, they're going to kill the poor whites first so that we have time to hop on these ships and get away. That was the rich elite's thinking. And Nathaniel Bacon, who wasn't even poor, by the way, he had a little bit of money in his pocket, but he was still pissed off at the way that poor white people in general were being treated. So Nathaniel Bacon, he said, okay, I got something for you. I'm going to organize a militia, hundreds of men strong, with not just white people. I'm going to get some free men. I'm going to get some enslaved black people, and we're going to turn all this shit around. So Nathaniel Bacon and a bunch of black people, like hundreds of black people, like this is hundreds of people basically just took up arms against the federal government and was like, no, fuck you. No, we're actually sick of being treated like we don't matter, of being treated like cattle. And when I say cattle, I use that word very deliberately because When people talk about Black history versus white history, they act as if Black people were the only people being used as objects for profit. No, no. White people have a history of struggle. White people, particularly poor white people, have a history of being food in the belly of the beast that is the American system. But the rich elite have been, again, so thorough and so meticulous at rewriting the history that a lot of you don't know that. Capitalism had gotten to such a degree in England that there was an increasing amount of vagrant poor just wandering the streets. People out of work, people starving to death, people freezing to death, just wandering the streets of England. And the England elite started getting sick of it because rich people don't like to see poor people unless they're working, unless they have their heads down and their backs are bent over with labor. Rich people don't like to see poor people. So in England, they started passing these laws, beggars' laws. And if you got caught begging, for food because your children were starving, they would strip you to the waist and whip you bloody in England. Poor white people have never been the prize. And so then it got to the point where the English elite were so sick of all these poor people wandering around their cities that they were like, what should we do? Should we pay them more? Nah, that can't be it. Let's just ship them off to America as punishment. Let's arrest a bunch of people who we don't like, who make us look bad, and we should just ship them off to America as punishment. So tens of thousands of English convicts were shipped off to America as punishment. And the state of those indentured servant ships was not much better than slave ships. Let's be clear about that. They weren't chained to the deck, shitting and pissing and menstruating all over each other like the slaves were. But it was not a cushy cruise to America. The rich people, both in the American colonies and in England, were making a lick off these indentured servants. And so when the servants would sign up to be indentured under, duress and in desperation, just trying to escape the conditions of their life in England, they would lock these people up and imprison them until the voyage set sail, just to make sure they didn't run away. These poor people, they would just lock them up to make sure they didn't run away after they agreed to work for a master for 5 to 7 years. They called them masters too, yeah. The voyage to America lasted 8, 10, or 12 weeks, and the servants were packed into ships with the same fanatic concern for profits that marked the slave ships. If the weather was bad and the trip took too long, they ran out of food. The C.C. Flower, leaving Belfast in 1741, was at sea 16 weeks, and when it arrived in Boston, 46 of its 106 passengers were dead of starvation, 6 of them eaten by the survivors. On another trip, 32 children died of hunger and disease and were thrown into the ocean. Gottlieb Mittelberger, a musician traveling from Germany to America around 1750, wrote about his voyage. This is an account from this German about what he saw on an indentured servant's ship to America in the mid-1700s. During the journey, the ship is full of pitiful signs of distress, smells, fumes, horrors, vomiting, various kinds of seasickness, fever, dysentery, headaches, heat, constipation, boils, scurvy, cancer, mouth rot, and similar afflictions, all of them caused by the age and the high salted state of the food, especially of the meat, as well as by the very bad and filthy water. Add to all that shortage of food, hunger, thirst, frost, heat, dampness, fear, misery, vexation, and lamentation, as well as other troubles. On board our ship, on a day on which we had a great storm, a woman about to give birth and unable to deliver under the circumstances was pushed through one of the portholes into the sea. This is the conditions that the indentured servants traveled to America over, and when they got here, they were sold on auction blocks, just like the black slaves. They were beaten and they were whipped. The servant women were raped. And when they would try to take these people to court, because these masters were violating the terms of their contracts by being extremely severely abusive to these indentured servants. The court was filled with, you guessed it, rich masters who would acquit them. One servant died because his mistress cut off all of his toes, and she was acquitted. Another master was brought to court for raping 2 servant women. He was also known to beat his wife and children, and he beat and whipped another servants, had him tied up in the basement, and he died too. And guess what? He also got acquitted. This is how poor white people have always been treated by rich white people in this country. And yet they still continue to support them because rich white people have put in so much effort to turn poor white people against everybody but them. Go to part 2.
White people are obsessed with black people, which is why racists exist. Because in order to be racist, you need to wake up every day and just continuously think about why you don't like a person or a group of people based on the color of their skin. In response to my video about the young Republican group chat in which they joked about racism, anti-Semitism, gas chambers, I got several responses like this saying, you're acting like black people don't talk about white people the same way we talk about you in your group chats. Black people do not think about white people at all. And I know that's probably hard for you guys to comprehend because you think about us so much. Our lives do not revolve around what white people are doing, what white people are saying. We do not talk about you guys when you're not in the room. We don't talk about you even when you are in the room unless you do something. Half of the commentary you see from black people, including myself, that is online, comes in response to you guys doing or saying some crazy shit. And in reality, the only thing that black people want is to be left alone by white people. But you guys won't leave us alone because you think about us all the time. And if you don't believe me, maybe you'll believe someone who looks like you.
Black people want to be left alone. They don't want revenge. They don't want to replace us, as some extremist groups have said. They just want to live life in peace, the way they want to live. They want family, they want love, and they want to live in a society where they know they belong here. They want society to also know that they belong here.
That's not culturally a thing that we do, but apparently it's something you do, so you think that we're sitting around pondering about what you're doing. This goes back to why white women think that they're the managers of the world, so they can come question black people and what they're doing. You can stalk us outside. You can have all these thinks and thought pieces about how we exist. And it's like, I've never really understood it, but it's because you guys are infatuated with the idea of one, us being free citizens to think, vote, have jobs, and make money. 2, we're not subjugated by you literally like we used to be. 3, it's like a weird obsession where you want to be liked by us and you want us to think that you're cool. And 4, a combination of all the above. But sorry, to answer your question, no, we do not have group chats where we sit around talking about white people. I hope that helps you on this beautiful Sunday. Stay blessed.
Shout out to Black Americans, dead ass. I know I've talked about this in the past, but I feel like I don't talk about it enough. And also I feel like they don't get enough credit. I don't think black people all around the world understand that the United States is by far the safest country in the world today for black people to migrate to because of black Americans, because of their ancestors' sacrifice, including this birthright citizenship that everybody and their mama enjoys, that Donald Trump is trying to get rid of. This was enacted because of black Americans. And it breaks my heart the way a lot of people come to America and not only turn a blind eye to their plight, but also talk shit and shit on them, in spite of the fact that America is all they know and they're doing their best in a country that was not created for them, most especially Africans. But I'm not trying to get into the diaspora war thing because, like I've mentioned before, this is just a bunch of hurt people hurting people. You have to understand that one of the things that makes black Americans different from every other black people is black Americans are the only group of black people that actually got to live with white people. Everybody else was left behind in their home countries. I know the Caribbeans were also products of slavery. Those countries, including the Caribbean islands, are majority blacks. The countries that white people wanted to settle in, especially the United States, the black people who were forced to be there, they received a heavier dose of fuck shit. And naturally, black Americans got to witness what it is about humans that made the Bible say the heart of man is desperately wicked. They got to see that massa don't fuck with nobody but massa, Chad. And a lot of these Africans and Caribbeans who migrate to the U.S. are yet to learn this. That's why y'all be just, when you see a white people, we thank God. This is equivalent to a pick-me woman seeing a very sexy man who's tall, dark, and handsome and everything in her dream, that she just opens herself up to him to get knocked up. But then until she gets to his home to see how he lives, she gets to see that he lives like a pig. Dirty dishes, dirty laundry, snores and farts in his sleep, takes a shit and forgets to flush it, doesn't even wipe his ass right. Ooh, yeah. Bad breath in the morning, looking a hot mess. Then you come to see the things that makes him human. And then all of a sudden he ain't shit. But you could have figured that out before you let him knock you up if you were not so obsessed by his physical image. Girl, you should have asked baby mama number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You thought 11 was going to be the magic number? Yet, in spite of that, Black Americans have been able to persevere and pull away and do their own thing in a country that was not created for them. They have their own art, some of which was taken from them, jazz, hip-hop, rap, their own dialect. And even at that, a lot of the things that they started were stolen from them without credit, destroyed, burned down, called ghetto, and anything but a child of God child. And yet, they still persevere. And to me, this is one of the things that makes them very attractive to me. Like I mentioned before, when I lived in America, Black Americans were my favorite group of people because their audacity, bro, their audacity is so fucking powerful. And I know that this is something that a lot of Black people, a lot of people in general, but especially Africans, judge them for. I want to see how y'all survive being the black sheep of a family that does not want you, that you're required to be a part of. We can all learn from each other because we're in this shit together. We are stronger together. Uche, peace and love.
I want to say thank you to all the Black people who work in corporate America. Half Black, light skin, doesn't matter, because you are fighting a battle that a lot of people don't recognize, especially if you live anywhere outside of states that's majority Black. You are fighting a battle and you are setting a worldwide precedent for the future generations. You are breaking stereotypes that people do not understand. We are living in the 21st century and they still are holding on to that stereotype that we are lazy, that we are unworthy, that we are not the best at what we do. And we can run circles around people and they'll still overlook us. They'll still put us down. They'll still give us the heaviest and hardest workload and try to pay us the least amount. They'll steal our ideas and the way we work, and they'll try to make it their own. They'll micromanage us, and while micromanaging us, they'll realize that we are the best, and they still won't be able to admit it to themselves. But you are setting a tone and you are breaking stereotypes that the world is trying so hard to hold on to, and nobody ever thanks you. Just regular working people, people who clock in and work for these corporations, especially those corporations that's been around 50, 80, 100 plus years, and they're holding on to them old ways. It's so difficult. The environments be so hostile and the people be feeling so entitled and privileged. It's outrageous sometimes. And especially if you, someone who used to live a different life, and then you try to better yourself and go into that world, you'll realize that they're doing some of the same techniques that they do in the street, some of the same mind games, some of the same war tactics. They'll literally be trying to sabotage you. And it's outrageous. You'll be thinking like, this is not supposed to happen in this world. It's not supposed to happen in this environment. This is street stuff. Like, you trying to sabotage me? Like, you trying to manipulate and lie on my name and congregate against me and build teams to go against me and have allies so y'all could all stand against me and run these campaigns to get rid of me? This is crazy for hourly pay. So I just want to thank y'all. Shout out to y'all, because y'all are helping the world in a way that a lot of people won't admit. They really won't admit it. They don't even realize what you're doing. They're so busy trying to hold on to that ignorant ghetto street mentality, that image. They want us to fit, that when they see you, it makes you interesting and unbearable at the same time.
The thing there is that it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. It is what it is. The truth still remains that all these palm colored people you guys are seeing right there, they are always having an emotional breakdown every time they turn around, or should I say anytime they notice that the black people are a lot of steps ahead of them. I'm never going to say a few steps ahead of them, because we are like miles ahead of them, and they're not having it. They feel like their own problem is our own problem. They feel like there are certain people, black people, that always create WhatsApp groups to be spying on them. Like, they don't know that we have a lot of problems. We have things that bother us. We are content. We don't even look for their validations. We don't even see them. You know, we don't even see them. So I just don't know why anytime it is always the black race. It is obsession. Take it or leave it. These guys are literally obsessed with the black race. They can't have it. They can't be who we are. They can't have our skin color because they know that we are popping, and they don't wanna have it. I don't know if you guys saw the video. I already filmed that video on my channel where they have what is called melanin drops. These palm color people we are seeing taking sort of one substance that is even very dangerous to their health because they want to tan. They want to tan or tone their skins. They want to be all so bad. Like, I don't just know. I love the video made by Uche, the guy that was sharing why he thinks Black Americans are the ones that actually made America who they are today. And that reminds me of the speech made by Mayor, US Mayor, when he was trying to say that immigrants created and made America. You are opportune to talk, and what you have to say is that immigrants are the one that made America who they are. What happens to Black Americans? Is it that he doesn't know history? What happens to all the sacrifices made by our ancestors, our ancestral sacrifices? Their blood, their sweat, everything went in to make America who they are today. You know, so I just don't know. I'm going to put it out there that this is literally the level of obsession. Like, these guys are literally obsessed with black race. Like, they want to be us, they want to cough like us, they want to eat like us, in as much as they don't know how we do it. They don't even know how we do it. Like, they are still in I don't know what's the word. Like, they are confused. Just like one of the other guy I shared this video said that we do one of the most tedious jobs that they reject. They don't know how we do that and how we are still on the we are still getting it right, you know, if that makes sense. Because their goal is to suppress us. Their goal is to discriminate us. Their goal is to make the world see us badly. But then again, the world is not seeing us like that because they know that there is something special with the black race. And that's why they are not having it. Every time they have a lot to do with black people. We are not just their problem. We have things bothering us. We are content with who we are. We love our spaces. We love our things. But then again, they are the ones constantly facing emotional breakdown. I just love everything the First Lady said. This is America, where she talks about that the problem America is facing, actually, they're using the poor white Americans to, the rich ones are using them as a spy. They are using them to cause problems. You know, they are using them and they don't want to learn because it's more like because they are richer than them, they oppress them, they make them, they bring out the beast in them, you know. So she made some valid points, and when I went through the videos, I was like, wow, really? I just don't know about the poor white Americans being used by the rich ones. And I'm like, could this be the problem that we've been facing all this while? It's sad reality. I just hope that by watching this video, you'll be able to like vibe with it. I want to tell me what you think about every point that she made. I went to the comment sections of the video, and it's more like people really applauded her. They felt like she spoke very well, and they felt like these videos needs to go viral. So that's why I'm sharing it here alongside with other videos that has a lot to do with speaking against racism. Racism, it should not be promoted. It should not even be talked about. It should be talked about enough so that people will know when to run. It should be talked enough so that people that are into this act will desist from it. So yeah, that's all for today. Let me know what you think about all the videos shared here. If this is your first time coming across this sweaty looking face today, my name is Julie. As always, you are welcome to Julie Harrison React. Don't make your last by subscribing. I would like you to be subscribed to this channel where we talk about, dissect everything that has to do with the Americans, and of course telling the world that we are proud of who we are. We love it, and we cannot trade our moments or who we are for any other person, no matter how we are being suppressed or how we're being subdued. Thank you once again for watching until now. Let me know what you think in the comments. If this is your first time, please don't make your last by subscribing. I'm gonna see y'all in my next video. Bye guys.